Welcome back to the channel, everybody. How you guys doing? Welcome back to another weekly vlog here with me. So here's the thing. I just got done recording it will never be aired episode. And in there we were talking about this app called Smule. I think it's called Smule. It's Smule. And yeah, I can't sing, and I'm okay with that. Anyways, so what I want to talk about today is it's going to be kind of back and forth, right? So the HOSs, the hours of service for everybody that doesn't know, it's changing, and we're not 100% sure. I'm sure somebody knows something about it, and I really hope this video gets to people that actually know, or actually to the people that help make the rules and laws and everything like that. First thing is stop messing up the laws. Okay, the HOS hours of service, you've got them so jacked up that not only we as drivers can't keep them straight. I mean, as you can see, I'm in the truck, but the law enforcement can't keep them straight either. I can tell you right now, in 20 plus years of driving, I have never been so tired as I am in the last few months. Now, it's not the company's fault. I mean, it partially is partially their fault. It's partially my fault. But it boils down to the hours of service. All right. They're bad. They're so bad. I mean, I'm getting up at times that I shouldn't be getting up, right? That I've never had to get up before. And I'm getting home time. I literally sleep the entire time that I'm home, which isn't fair. You know, it's not fair to me. It's not fair to, Uncle Poopsie. It's not fair to my family. It's, I get home and I sleep the entire time that I'm there. What the fix is, I don't honestly know. Now, the company could do a little bit more on trying to curve the loads that, to fit me a little bit better. I could do a little bit more on better use of my time and stuff like that, but it boils down to that the government, I feel unsafe. Personally, I feel unsafe. And now, before you get into, or before anybody says, you're letting a black box dictate when you get up or when you go to bed. Yeah, we all are. I mean, if you're not to a certain extent letting your e-logs or the HOS dictate when you get up and go to bed, you're lying. All right. And it's not ELDs. Let's make that perfectly clear. The ELDs do nothing more, nothing less than what the paper logs did. Right? That's all there is to it. Yes, on the paper logs you could cheat, but cheating is why we have ELDs. Goes full circle, right? I'm hoping it's not going to happen, but I'm hoping that FMCSA um, really listens to the majority of the drivers. Now, ironically enough, the majority of the drivers do not work for mega companies, okay? I know they're at the forefronts pushing for all this stuff and everything like that. I mean, let's face it, they have the money to do that. We don't have the money to do that. And quite honestly, we don't have the backing, like mega companies do to do that. And I'm sorry, I just realized that the camera is doing this because I'm putting too much pressure on it. So what's the fix? I honestly don't know. It's from what I've heard, it's going back to what we used to have before, but just with more loops and more circles and more blah blah blahs and more blah blah blahs and more blah blah blahs. Now, for you guys that don't know, there's two styles of electronic logging devices, right? There's ELDs, which everybody is going to have to be on soon, I guess. Not 100% sure on the date. But we also have on-board recording devices, AORBD or something like that. And that's what I have. That's what most companies have, because you have to have specific qualifications to get ELDs, which is kind of dumb in its own right. So now everybody has to be on ELDs. I want to say it's in January, but it might already be in effect. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I cannot believe how tired I am. I'm getting up at times where, I know I'm unsafe, that I know I'm tired, but I have to, right? Because, dispatchers already made appointments, brokers already got appointments, blah, 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 blah. We've committed to certain time periods. But like now, for example, this week, this is my 9th. It will be my 9th day out. The first week, it was kind of ho-hum, ho-hum. Now this week, all of a sudden, out of the clear blue, it's literally, like balls to the walls, basically. And I'm recapping hours, which, I call it recycling hours because you're recycling the hours that you've already used. It bit me in the butt today. I know a couple weeks ago it bit me in the butt literally on the way home. Now I've not had a lot of trouble with this in the past. I've been on some sort of e-log system for quite a few years. And with this new regulations that they just came out with here a few years ago, it quickly came to bite me in the rump. And I want to know what your guys' experience. And now, don't tell me that, oh yeah, I was 5 minutes from home, because you know how that very rarely happens. Let's keep it honest. Let's keep it real. Because let's face it, somebody with the power to make change might see this video. And I want to be honest and I want to be upfront, but I also want to be informative, right? And that's what I want you guys to do, is because it's not so much we need to bash on ELDs and E-logs and blah, 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 blah. We need to focus our attention to the HOS. All right. And like I said, I don't know what the fix is because we're never going to go back to the days we used to have. I mean, let's face it. You know, the old days are called the old days for a reason. We're never going to get rid of e-logs. That's never going anywhere because us as old timers and people older than me and people a little bit, newer to the industry than me, we're all to blame. Every single company, every single driver, every single broker, we're all to blame for this. This is e-logs are a result of us. The days of the cowboys are gone. Um, there's companies that I've heard of, and I'm not going to drop names or anything like that, but there's companies that I've heard of that are still running outlaw style stuff, and you can't do that. You can't honestly do that because you're putting your drivers at risk. You're putting your CSA score at risk. You're putting your insurance at risk by running the old ways in today's world. It's just not going to happen, right? And I've said this many, many, many times before, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the fix is. I wish I did, and I wish I could get somebody from the FMCSA, because they're supposed to be looking out for us, but they're not. ATA or ATS, I think it's ATA, they're supposed to be looking out for us. They're not. The government, from the president to, everybody else in Congress, said that they were gonna help us and everything like that, but they're not. Fuel prices are still climbing. We're coming out with trucks that are running dirtier now and way more unhealthy now than we were 20 years ago. We're spending more and more money on just making the trucks go down the road. We're getting nickeled and dimed. There is no money to be made in the industry anymore. And I really hate to say that, because this used to be a very profitable industry. Whether you were a company guy or whether you were an owner and operator, it was very profitable. You could make a decent living. You weren't going to get rich, but you could make a good living. Now we're spending more and more time out. We're spending less and less time at home. We're paying 10 times more for just the average stuff than we were, 3-4 years ago. And yeah, some of it is inflation. I mean, let's face it, everything is going up. Everything but the pay is going up. We've got more fly-by-night brokers. We've got more fly-by-night companies. All these companies that have closed their doors recently, other than just a few of them, I have never heard of. Honest to God, I have never heard of them. Like the one in Georgia, I've never heard of. HVH, I've heard of. Falcon, I mean, everybody knows Falcon. I guess there's a couple in Chicago that have closed. A couple more in California. A couple, blah, 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 whatever. I've never heard of these companies, and they're making a big deal out of they're closing. Well, the government and the brokers in this industry in general has a lot to do with that, but it boils down to that company was mismanaged, right? They grew too fast. They had, illegal, shady stuff. They were getting cheap freight. They were blah, 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 whatever. I think these companies that are closing is a combination of everything. And the leading forefront on that is the HOS. If we can change the HOS to give us the control as a driver, give us the control to A, not be tired, B, make our deliveries, C, make the company and ourselves money, which means the government's going to make more money. Local business is going to make more money, because let me tell you, when we had the first big gas hike, right? I was a part of all of them except for one. As an owner operator, I was a part of all of them except for one. And I was making so much money that I was able to buy 2 new pickups. I was able to buy a brand new 4-wheeler. I was able to buy a house in town. You know, I was able to buy all this stuff, a Bobcat. I mean, I was able to buy all this stuff, which helped me help local business, because I shop locally when I'm at home. Well, I try to, anyways, other than Walmart, but Walmart's the Antichrist, anyways. I mean, let's face that. But, so the thing of it is, you know, if the 3 million drivers that are out here, now this is countrywide, right? The 3 million drivers that are out here, if we're making money, everybody else is making money. If we're making money, the economy is good. We're not making any money, and they keep claiming that the economy is good. I don't understand it. I don't see the correlation. We're losing companies, we're losing drivers, we're losing trucks. The used truck market in certain areas and certain brands are back to being flooded with used trucks. Ironically, I can't find one. But it all boils down to it boils down to the HOS, the hours of service. I'm no joke. You know, I'm not joking here. I have never been this tired before, ever. And I've run e-logs of some kind for quite a few years now. And the last few months, it has just kicked my butt. And that is partially the reason why I don't want to pull reefer. It has nothing to do with the company itself. It's just me trying to figure out what I need, how it's going to match with, you know, the company. So don't take this as a reflection on, you know, the people that I work for. It has absolutely nothing to do with them. Again, like I said, you know, yeah, the dispatcher could do a little bit more tailoring. I guess I could do a little bit more time management, but we're very, very small pawns in a game of chess. And a lot of it, the majority of it, goes back to the government with the HOS. Not saying going back to, you know, the 10-hour driving, 8-hour in the sleeper, blah, 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 blah. There's got to be a way to get rid of this 14-hour thing, or at least unlock it, so we, as drivers, if we want to stop for 2 hours, we can stop for 2 hours without being penalized for it. This is not a 9-to-5 job. It's not. I mean, you guys have seen, right? You know, I've gotten a delivery at 3 o'clock in the morning or at 11:30 at night, and, you know, I drove all day and blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's becoming so dangerous, because I drive down the road and I listen to the radio, country music, no, you know, No NASCAR, no Fox News, no CNN, no BBC, no blah blah blah. Because you know what? I want to live in my small little world, perfectly in harmony, and be completely unaware of all the BS that you learn when you go into a truck stop. Um, but the thing of it is it's getting harder for me to really freaking train. It's getting harder for me to be consistent because, like I said, I mean, like today, for an example, uh, I was able to get I drove as far as I could last night. I only had 5 hours when I went to bed. I went to bed at about 10 o'clock or so. Got up at 6, made my pickup, ran out of time right over here on the get off ramp. So I had to pull over on the ramp because the shipper took, almost an hour and a half to load me. Not their fault. It's just, I mean, yeah, they could have sped up a little bit, but ultimately it comes down to I didn't have the freedom to make it the extra half mile to the truck stop here. Now, I literally only have 14 minutes. That's it. On my 70, I only have 14 minutes. But I went and looked back. I wasted almost 19 hours in 2 weeks. I wasted almost 19 hours in 2 weeks because of the 14-hour rule, because of the 30-minute break rule, which that is the dumbest thing I have ever heard of in my life. You give us 8 hours of go, 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 and then all of a sudden you gotta, oh, nope, stop for 30 minutes. You want to talk about unsafe? That stupid rule, that is unsafe. If you want to take a 30-minute break, that should be your choice, not that you have to do it, because I trained my body to drive nonstop. I stop once a day. Fuel, food, shower, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, I make one stop or I wait until when I get parked. To force people to stop after 8 hours or 6 hours, whatever, man, you want to talk about putting a monkey wrench into people's plans. That's the way to do it. But anyways, my friends, listen, this is getting a little long-winded and we're starting to go in circles. But I want to know your constructive criticism, right? I want to know your constructive comments. Because you never know. You never know who or what is actually going to watch the video. So please don't bash anything. Don't cut anything down. Blah, blah, blah. Definitely leave some honest, truthful, meaningful comments, all right? And my friends, thank you so much for coming to hang out with me today. It was a beautiful day. Man, I tell you what, the sunset was perfect. I got to meet a couple guys, trainees and trainee and trainer from a company out of Iowa. You guys know who you are. If you guys join the family, thank you. Welcome. And then I had to deal with these asshats over here with their stupid straight pipe trike, aka Harley. The guy, I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but revved it up and blah, 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 blah. I mean, just being loud and obnoxious, and tried to do a burnout and ended up breaking something in the back, and I laughed my butt off. It was so quiet in here all day today. It was absolutely gorgeous. The wind was blowing, sun was out, the sunset was amazing. I got to talk to a couple cool people. Got to be able to make a video for you guys. And, now I'm going to go get into my unmade bed. And I'm going to sleep until I get up. I'm not setting an alarm. I'm only about 8 hours from my delivery, which I can't park at anyways. So I'm gonna sleep until I sleep, or until I get up, whatever you want to call it. And my friends, again, thank you so much for all the support. If you guys have not grabbed your front row parking, what are you waiting for? Grab it. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on your notifications. Bada bing, bada boom. You've got front row parking. Why we call it front row? Because you're parked right next to the building. You don't have to walk as far. It's easy in and easy out. And it's all yours, my friends. It's all yours. Also, too, don't forget, show your support. If you disliked, just hit the thumbs up anyways. Whatever. Just kidding. But every support is, any kind of support is greatly appreciated. And it helps out more than you know. So, my friends, I'm off to bed. I will see you either on Sunday for Sunday something. You guys should come. It's a lot of fun. Or I'll see you next week in another weekly vlog. Till then, just, yeah, be safe. All right? Bye-bye.